everyone. Welcome back to Candid Talks. This is the podcast where we look into the invisible behind the visible. We explore the journeys of some of the most incredible individuals who are incredibly successful in their fields. This is where we dive deep into the ups and downs of what got them here today. My guest today is an incredible woman whose career spans up to 3 decades. It's crazy. She is smart. She's talented, she's intelligent, she's also synonymous with the term career counselor. You ask anyone the first person they think of when they hear the word, her name pops up completely, all the time, her name comes up. She's respected by her peers, school leadership, students, and so many more people. She's had an incredible journey, and I'm so delighted to welcome Miss Rachna Sippy to our show today.
Thank you. Delighted and a pleasure to be here, Mahi.
How are you? How are you doing today? How's your night been?
It's been good. It's been interesting. I would say
Did you
that.
have an exciting summer break? Do you do anything?
I don't understand the meaning of break, honestly, because I'm 24/7 accessible to students. And
Yeah.
if I don't approach, they don't come to me, who else will they go to? Because for universities, they need to see somebody who
Yeah.
knows their work and who knows what's happening in the area. So I think uh, I'm not proud about it, nor am I. I just feel responsible for them. And I feel if I don't answer them, if they go to somebody else, they will not get the right information.
Mm.
Hence, I'm 24/7 available for them.
So is there anything that you've done for yourself? Maybe you've taken some time out and you're just like, I'm going to focus on myself.
I think work is therapy for me.
It's amazing.
So
I
if I
don't
love what
see,
I'm
yeah.
doing, what I'm doing, it's not work. So I feel
Mm.
it's my responsibility.
Oh,
It's like my
that's
daily work, and I do it with a lot of love and care. So I have no issues there.
That's amazing. I'm really excited to have this conversation with you today. We're going to go and we're going to look at some of the most important parts of your journey today. And I'm really excited to hear your story. So let's go back in the past a little bit, where everything started. Let's go back to your childhood. I learned an interesting tidbit about you today. I learned that your name before you got married was actually Manju.
Manju
Yeah.
Mangwani.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
really interesting. So today we're going to look at Manju's journey, how she became Rachna from Manju. So we're going to focus all about her journey. We're going to look into all the exciting stuff. So as I said, let's go into your childhood. I hear that, your father was really strict about academics and education, and he wanted you and your siblings to be, well educated, strong, confident, So what was that like for you? Has that
So
sort of has that been
I
an important part of becoming the woman
so
you
I
are today?
grew up at 6. My father passed away when I was 6 years.
Oh,
He passed away in a car accident, so it was a shock to all of us. He was a very well-renowned um, contractor in Pune, a government contractor, and my family I come from a joint family. So all my uncles, my cousins pitched in, and we never felt I didn't have a father because they pitched in and they really took care of all of us, and there was no distinguish at all. We were all as one family. So my grandfather, elder brother, younger brother, their children, the best set of parents, and then we all grew up together. So it was a very uh, environment of love, care, and bonding. Small things up and down we do happen, but it was a learning lesson always. And I think I feel grateful to be part of a joint family where I've learned so many skills that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. Adaptability is a biggest skill. Flexibility is another skill that I learned. And after six, when my dad passed away, I think I just grew overnight because my mom was sixth standard pass, not educated. So my sister, me, and my dad's sister, we used to take care of my dad's sister taught us in school, took our homework up and did everything. And we grew up to see what was not there in the house, what was there. Mom would be talk to us, and my elder sister more about money, me more about the house things. So we used to then, learn, and we just grew up overnight. And I think I feel blessed in a way. I feel all this journey has taught me a lot. So I don't have any regrets about it. Yeah, if dad was there, we would have been immature. We would have been more brat, spoiled, I'm sure, because we were from a very affluent family. But then when he was not around, I think we just grew up overnight, and we took up the responsibility automatically, and we grew up. So it was a great journey. We went to school together. We were like six sisters in the same house. So we went to school together, we came back together, we played together, and then we had others as well. And in summer holidays, we had our dad's sisters, cousins and sisters coming home. We used to be 40, 50 kids in the building.
Ooh.
So it used to be an amazing team management, teamwork, sharing, caring, of tolerance, adjustments, adaptability, flexibility. All this we learned as we grew up in childhood.
Mm.
We were
Wow,
we, we,
that's a
we were
lot of
never
kids.
told to complain. We said if we complain, no one listened to us. They were like, you have to adjust. They are
Yeah.
your siblings. They are your family. If they come for a holiday and they want to share your cupboard, please do it. If they want to share your bed, of course do it. So we were not given the privilege to have our own rooms and all. We would share
Mm.
it. And we enjoyed that. I think we grew up with that kind of an atmosphere.
Wow.
So I think in school it was great. College, then I think to become a psychologist was something very different. I didn't know what to do when I was in school. I had no clue, no idea. My school journey was fun. I used to be a little conscious. I stuttered, so I was a little conscious. But I was a mixture of quiet and naughty kid. I used to be both. My vice principal was very fond of me and she always encouraged me. Until today, I remember her. I'm in touch with her. I wish her Guru Purnima. I wish her Happy Teacher's Day. I wish her for her birthday, 3rd of June. I still remember. She's 97 today and I still am in touch with her. She's a brilliant, wonderful lady. When I go to her house, she remembers my name even now. Knows my profession also. So you can imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you've had a lot of great influences around you, and a lot of people
Yes.
around you all your life, I
Yes.
think so. I don't
I've been
think,
blessed. I feel blessed.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's amazing. It's because not a lot of people, are fortunate enough to really have that sort of close
Yeah.
time with their families. I think that's really incredible. So
Very
I actually,
positive too. Very positive
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah. So I really wanted to ask you as well, what were you like as a kid? I think you already gave me the answer, but is there any sort of specific characteristic about yourself that you remember growing up that you always had in you? And you were like, as you said, you were a naughty kid, but other than that, was there ever anything about your personality?
I think very sporting. We used to play together. So
Yeah.
we were never asked to sit at home.
Mm.
But we had our duties. When duties were over, go down to play. That was it. And I used to play cricket, basketball,
Oh,
volleyball, French
wow.
hockey, tennis, carom board, ludo, name it. And we used to be there playing around. We used to climb trees, and
Yeah.
we used to sit and talk to our cousins. So that was very sportive we used to be, and that
Mm.
was what I learned. That in sports, there's no point, no chance to complain. So we never were given a chance to complain. We had to learn to find and maneuver our ways out
Mm.
always. So we learned at
Wow.
a very young age that, what,
Yeah.
this is, I can't do it. Let's do it this way. If we can't do it this way, let's do it this way. But there is a way forward, and
Mm.
that's the goal, and you find your way out.
Mm.
So that's how
So, as you said, you grew up with a lot of people. Who are some key individuals, that really inspired you and really shaped up your personality into what you are today, that really had like a key influence in your life?
my grandfather, of course, a
Mm.
very, very wise man. My dad's sister, who taught us and took our homework up, who was like a second mom. My mom, of course, was a very silent worker, but we just observed and learned, and we
Mm.
observed from her work. She was a lady of steel. I mean, despite having 5 kids and despite having, going through such challenges at a young age, she's always smiling. Always. She's always kind-hearted, always giving in, always smiling. So we learned a lot from my mom was a silent worker, so we learned a lot from her. A lady of steel completely. My dad's sister was always there to take care of us and
Mm.
guide us. And my grandfather, who was also doing his work, but in that work, we learned a lot observing him.
Mm.
Then my cousin was there, Ashok. I remember him. His younger brother Viju. We've all grew up together. So these are people who've always shaped up. And then I think just that we cousins living together also, even being a little fights also, taught us a lot.
Oh.
Because next day we were back to normal. We were not allowed to sulk. We said,
Yeah.
what are you sulking for? Is it in your hands? You've done what you could. Move
Yeah.
on. So we've
Yeah.
learned and heard this. So we were able to. So I feel thankful. I feel blessed that, I had a group of people I lived with who were positive, who never stopped us for doing anything. Yes, one thing was there, but you have too many people in the house. So friends are not allowed to enter your house. Clear.
Oh.
Yes, you have enough people to talk to talk, to share, to discuss, to play. So why do you want friends then? So that was
Mm.
one thing we were told, like friends, like keep away if you can. You in college you go, in school you go, you meet them, they come once in a way, that's fine. But regular, like how people are friends as a family today, no, family was family for
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Wow. So I want to know a little bit, because I'm a teenager and I wanted to ask you, what were you like as a teenager? Did you ever go through that sort of rebellious phase that I think almost everyone goes through? What were you like?
I think I never got a chance to be rebellious because I
Is
had to
there
see,
anything rebellious that you ever did, maybe that was kind of out of character for you? Maybe something small that you're just like, ooh, I'm kind of cool.
I don't remember. Not at all. I don't remember at all, in fact, doing anything rebellious at that time because I think for us, for my main thing, I'll look at my mom and say, adjust, flexibilities. And I would do that
Mm,
because I saw her always being happy, adjusting and being happy and flexible
yeah.
despite her challenges. So she can do it. Why can't I? So,
Yeah.
so then I said, and rebel and do what? Hurt her? No, that was never the case. Never. So for us, for my sister, my elder sister and me, like we have five siblings. My elder sister and me would be like, no, leave it.
Mm,
So we used to be
wow.
more adjusting and more caring and
Yeah.
sharing. Of course, my younger siblings also learned along the way. They were also very supportive, very cooperative, very sharing and caring. They grew up then.
So I'm interested in knowing, you grew up at such a time, especially as a teenager, there are so many things and so many stories that shape up your personality. Growing up, were you ever into a specific TV show or a movie or kind of music that like impacted you in such a way that you kind of adopted it into your personality when you were
I
a
think
teenager or a child?
we would listen to Boney M and ABBA, Barbara
Oh,
Streisand, those kind of songs. We would listen, of course, Kishore Kumar from India, from
yeah.
the Indian cinema. Then we used to listen to all the Hindi, Bollywood, Bollywood kind of thing. But and adapting, no, I don't think we adapted much to it. I think our family emphasized a lot on education, reading
Mm,
books. We used to do a lot of those kind of things. But yes, we used to listen to a lot of music, no doubt about it. Read books, I should rather go play down than read books. My sisters would read Eden Blyton and they would read Mills and Boons. I would rather go play down. For me, it was playing.
amazing.
Playing was more important.
Yeah. So you were like really cool when you were a kid, basically. That's what I'm
Yeah,
kind of getting.
yeah. I don't remember anything rebellious or anything that shaped. I mean, the shaping is, of course, a lot of my growing collaboration that we had
Yeah.
together with each other. We used to have arguments and fights, but we had to get back to normal again. So that
Yeah.
was it. So we were never asked to sulk as such.
Yeah. So, something we see these days with kids and students and, everyone around us is that there's a lot more openness and a lot more, being vocal about certain things they're going through, certain issues that maybe weren't spoken of back in the day. So, is there something that you struggled with growing up, that you thought that you couldn't speak about because it didn't feel right? Was there any personal struggles that you had that you kind of just thought that it was not okay to open up and speak about?
I never back answered my mom. Never. That was not allowed, or I struggled with that. Yes. Sometimes I did want to say it,
Yeah.
but I would say I would hurt her, so leave it. So
Oh,
we never back answered our mom as much. We tried our best to keep calm and keep cool and keep quiet and not share our struggles with her because she's enough going through a lot enough.
yeah.
So we would say like, no, leave it. But like in today's the Gen Z, no filters, straight what they have in their mouth, they say it. I think we never had the guts to say it. We never. I think it was also upbringing.
Yeah.
We were told that girls are seen. See, girls are heard, not seen. I used to be naughty. I used to be heard and seen both, not no doubt. But with my parents and with elders, we were a little careful. Among siblings, we were all, sharing and caring and talking. We used to discuss a lot of things and we used to argue a lot of points. But with parents, no. That struggle was there, yes. Even till
Oh,
till I grew up, I got married, till I would go back home even now, I would never back answer my mom. Even now, I would never do
it's
it.
the fear is still there.
Not the fear, but the respect. I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
So her rules were to come home at 7 o'clock. One day came home at 8:33, 5 years ago. She was upset with me, and I was like, "Oops, I upset her." That's how it
Uh,
was. But never said anything to her. I kept quiet. I said, "Sorry, mom." But
Wow.
yeah,
So I think you like cultivated discipline and respect and sort of that knowing at a very maturity at a very young age, I
very
think.
young age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
there's a lot of, as we were talking about influences, there are obviously people who influence us, but especially, when you're a student, teachers, and, whether you're in university or school, teachers are an integral part of our childhood. So who was your teacher or professor in school or college who genuinely just like inspired you and that gave you clarity on what you wanted to do?
I think there were three of them, I would definitely say. One in school was Mrs. Mani. I
Mm.
was not great at math, and she was a maths teacher. She spent her weekends in school teaching us math extra classes. She would stay up till 5 in the evening and not crib and not say anything. She would willingly do it. And if we got a sum wrong 25th time, she said, go do it again. You're still struggling. I can see that. Do it again. She would never scream. So her
Yeah.
way of approach was very different. So I loved her, and I think she shaped me a lot. She told me one day, "You will go places." She told me one day, "You will go places. I promise you this." And I'm wondering what she's talking about. I don't even know my future. I don't even know what I want to do. And she's telling me this something. She's just doing it because every teacher tells the student,
Yeah.
some words positive maybe. So I just took it that way. It didn't bother much. Then in college, I was psychology head of department in Ferguson College, Geeta Mehta. She was wonderful lady again. Very kind, very helpful, very genuine. She didn't understand anything. She would sit and explain very patiently. So she was one who really shaped my future. And the person who actually I became a psychologist because of was Usha Ram. I'm
Mm.
still in touch with her. I'm in touch with Mrs. Mani even now from school teacher. I'm trying to find where Geeta Mehta is from Ferguson College. But I saw her at a party, Usha Ram, and it was a chaos. The party was a chaos. Loud noise, music, dancing. She was so calm and so patient. And I'm wondering, what is a lady made up of? How can she be so calm? How can she be so patient among all the chaos going on here?
Mm.
So I asked my cousin, who is this lady? So she said, my friend has got her. So who's your friend? So she said, that. I said, okay, I know your friend. So I asked her, what does she do? She said, go speak to her. So I asked her, I said, what are you made up of? So she laughed. And she said, why? I said, there's so much chaos here and you're so peaceful and so calm. So it doesn't bother me. So I was like, why and how? So she said, she looked at me and she said, do you know anything about psychology? I said, no, but I've taken psychology as a subject. I was in grade 11. Do you know
Mm.
what a psychologist does? I said, no. And she introduced me to the definition of a psychologist.
Oh.
She explained the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist to me. She explained to me what are the roles we can play in the field thing. And then I told her, can I do a test with you to have an idea of if I have the same? So she said, you will do it in your undergrad. Do it and share the report to me. So I did it and I showed her the report and she said, you are counseling material. You are. So
Wow.
you have the traits, you have the innate ability. Go for it. So that gave me the confidence. So I was lucky to have somebody at that age who I could go and talk to because I saw her somewhere. And she was
Mm.
not a career counselor, she was just a psychology professor. But she was a counselor as well. So she used to do a lot of counseling cases. So looking at her, I think I'm just lucky to find her at a party and I spoke to her, and that's where my future followed. And then
Amazing.
I
Yeah.
did my master's in psychology. She taught me.
Ooh.
She was my teacher even then. She taught me. I met her when I was in grade 11. I
Mm-hmm.
finished 12th and 3 years of college. When I joined master, she was right then. I'm like, oh, you're still here? I said, yes, I'm still here and I will be teaching you. I said, wonderful. So it was a pleasure to be her pupil. She was very patient, very calm. When I graduated and I was doing counseling, she said, do counseling on your own. So I did counseling on my own. And I got stuck in a case I couldn't handle. I went to her and I said, I'm stuck in a case and I don't know how to take it forward. Please take it. I would love to, see you how you do it. She said, no,
Mm.
I'm not doing it. You just stop, go do a course, pure counseling course in Vellore, and that'll change your complete way of approach. I said, wonderful. And immediately I stopped everything and I went and did an 8-week course in Vellore. And I came back and I solved the case immediately. I was able to
Wow.
help the people handle their own, insecurities and their stuff and all. So that's what it was.
So you said something that I think I personally relate to. You said you didn't know, you were unsure of your future. There was a lot of uncertainty surrounding it, and you didn't know what you wanted to do or who you wanted to be. So the moments when that emotion really creeped up a lot, how did you deal with it? And how did it make you feel when you heard like your teacher or, friend tell you like, oh, you're going far, you're going to places?
So even that time, I didn't think of her telling me going places. I didn't think of that at all. But I was very keen to, explore psychology. So I joined the British Council Library and I read and read and read a lot. I did, and plus with that, I also had a schizophrenic hospital behind my house, and I went and did a lot of practical training there also. So merging both together, it got me interested very
Mm,
much. So I did a lot of. I don't believe in asking people and getting information. I believe in reading and doing my own research. So when I was in grade 12, I did a whole training with the schizophrenic hospital behind my house. I would go
mm,
there on weekends and I would just observe and watch. And it was great to see these people, how they're behaving, what they were doing, how their symptoms and the way that they're handling people around and the way they're behaving, they're talking. And I mean, I saw that I couldn't understand what it was. But then I joined the British Library, read books on it. I was able to relate then. That
mm,
was is a schizophrenic patient and what are their symptoms like? How severe are they? How these people have no worldly knowledge, and they're in their own world, captivated in their own world, in their own, they
yeah.
cage in their own thoughts and all. So I did a lot of, then I picked up a lot of drawing papers and I had given them drawing to do and all. So it was interesting to do all this on my own. I would just do it, and the doctor would guide me also. So I did a 6 months thing training. It was wonderful. I think that cemented my career, that I want to be a psychologist, definitely.
Wow. That
And
was
that's how I
wow.
took it forward then. So it was just
Mm,
out of my own reading, my own interest. I would go forward and read and all. I would do all that.
yeah, wow, that's great. So, is there, when you think of your time as a student, whether it's school, college, and you look at kids these days, kids who are growing up, kids who are still in school, what is something you ensure you let them know? And what is something you genuinely wish somebody told you back in the day when you were growing up?
I think I told them that, I tell them even now, do your own research. Whatever
Mm,
people say, the moment you do your own research, you'll gain more knowledge because you will gain what things are going into. You will gain more in-depth information and it might track you somewhere else also. But if you just hear people say and put that down, then you have limited knowledge, limited access to anything. So I tell them
yeah.
always put that extra effort, go that extra mile, and it'll change your mindset. It'll change your interests and patterns of life as well. And it'll all take you to another path for all you know, or the same path, but it'll give you more knowledge. It'll give you more stuff then. So I always tell my kids, I always go explore, do things on your own. Don't pay and be entitled and pay and do things. Do your
Yeah.
own homework, please. I would say that. Always I would say that to my kids. Even now, I say, do your own research, please.
Mm.
So
Oh, yeah, I'm really interested in talking to you about something is that, there are a lot of creative people out there, they develop these creative interests as they're, when they grow up. Sometimes it's art, sometimes it's music, sometimes it's writing, but something a lot of us struggle with is the fact that when we kind of open up, whether it's to family members or anyone, a lot of counselors do this. I've seen it in my school as well. Is that when you open up to them and you say, like, I want to go into this creative field and this is what makes me happy, this is what I want to do, a lot of times it's like really frowned upon. So how do you deal with that? And what are your thoughts on that?
I think my background, I was never frowned upon. Of
Mm,
course, I was told, "Oh, you're going to be a psychologist. You'll treat pagal people, and you'll go mad one day." But I think that was like a joke taken, and I never took it seriously. And we were told what to do, never told what to do. We were just given the freedom to choose what we wanted to do. And I come from a background where I have doctors, CAs, pharmacists, IITs, IMs, English, psychology, art, cooking. So those kind of backgrounds we had. And I think every career is to be proud about.
mm,
It is your hobby and talent that takes you a long way. So I think when students say I want to be go in the field of creativity, I say definitely go ahead if that's what you like. But when parents say no, we don't want them, I say okay, keep a backup plan then. So you want to do a degree in business, so do a business and a minor in art. And then if you like art in the college, pick it up. If you don't like it or you see no future, join an art club. At least keep your creativity going. You never know when what comes up. You never know.
yeah.
So there are always students, like I met somebody just day before, a student who came to school, she did psychology and journalism. And she was a great dancer in school. She used to dance. She used to do shamak dava dancing, and she
Okay.
would do kathak dancing. She used to do all this kind of dancing. And then in college, she went to NYU to do journalism and psychology. And then she joined the dance club there in the Indian Dance Diva Club. She became one of the top dancers there. In that time, she met people and she realized that she had strong organizing skills, which are much more than psychology and English. And she today is an event management for top singers in New York, having her own business.
Wow.
So from where to where she's gone, but her
Yeah.
creativity has given her that opportunity.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want to do a dance minor, then at least join a dance club in school, in college. Do that. I tell them, if you go to drama and theater, go join a theater club, do a theater minor if you can in college. You never know what turns up where tomorrow. And all of you, today, every career is looked up at. Today, we have careers from art to gaming to, theater to, performing to events. And I think it's highly acceptable. People earn and do well today. It's respected. So don't curb your creativities, I would say. Don't do that. If you can't do a major, do a minor. Because today parents are still with those blinkers and they say you have to do a major that gives you money, that gives you income tomorrow. So I say go ahead and do that. Because at the end of the day, they're paying for your fees. If you like it, do it. And then on the side, do this also. So don't give up on your talents and hobbies. Don't do that. So minor or join clubs. So I had a student who joined clubs of theater, and today she performs in theater in the US, but she is still doing her BSc in business. So that's the way you take it forward then. See,
Amazing.
people don't
Yeah.
forget when you do a degree in art or in theater, you start studying the theories of it.
Mm.
And kids don't like studying the theory. They want the action oriented. So you've got to tell them that, what you're going to do, you're going to study history, critics, go back. Are you interested in that? Or interested in just performing? Ask yourself these questions first. Don't do it because, oh, it's glamorous. Do it because you understand what you want to go into. If you're going to do curative critics, then you go and study the details of it because you need to understand.
Mm.
Because tomorrow, if you're going to become a critic, you need to know the background. But if you just want to do it performing, then join a club and do minor. That's it. So think about it before you go into it. So your creativity is also expanded along with what you have to do. It should be a win-win situation always.
Yeah. I think a lot of great insights. So, as we talk about creativity, is there anything you do? Do you have like a creative outlet for yourself, whether it's writing or drawing or anything like that, to keep yourself calm and level-headed?
So I'm a bathroom singer. Definitely a bathroom singer. I love singing. I love playing Antakshari. I love
Mm.
singing and making people sing when we go. So recently I
Yeah.
gone for a conference last week. In fact, last Saturday we gone for Taj Darshan
Oh,
and in Delhi. And I was
yeah.
invited for a conference for Intersec. And there were people from around Indians and there were people from abroad as well. And we were 30 people in the bus. And they were all chilling out and talking to each other. And I said, no, this is not how we go to Taj. Let's sing and let's have some fun. So I'm a bathroom singer and I don't feel shy about it. I know I don't sing well and I'm aware of it, but let's enjoy. So we sing to enjoy, we don't sing to judge. So I started saying, come on, let's play Antakshari. So everybody sing their own, their own favorite song. So it became a good success and we really loved it then. So I love singing, yes. I've never had a training. I don't want to go for training, but I love singing. But no talent there. I don't draw well, so that's also out. But I used to play cricket for Maharashtra district. I was the opening bowler for Maharashtra
Wow.
district. Yes, so that was my
Oh,
talent there. So that's how it was.
amazing.
Yeah,
Oh, you're such a sporty person. That's so cool. It's
and I
amazing.
played basketball for Ferguson College, and I played table tennis for school. So that's how it was.
Wow. Wow, that's so that's a lot to take in. So, do you have like a favorite song you just like to scream to? Do you have a favorite singer that you wish you could kind of like do a duet with?
Kishore Kumar, just
Oh,
love his singing. Yeah, love his songs. They
oh,
keep me going.
amazing.
They definitely keep
Oh,
me going. Yeah.
oh,
Many of the songs they keep me going. Yeah.
there's always a slight melancholy to it, but then you also feel
Yes.
really good. You just,
Yeah. Makes
get
you
on
feel very
in your feels.
happy.
Yeah.
Mohammed Rafi also. They're good singers who keeps you chirpy on the toes all the time. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man. So I see that, you're a very confident woman, and I like that. But at the same time, there's a lot of us who, growing up, we struggle with confidence and believing in ourselves, and just the brain is kind of, our brain is kind of really just like messed up. So what do you have any sort of thoughts about how to become strong and confident, and what it took for you to really believe in yourself at the end of the day?
Okay, so I'll tell you one thing that when I started, I was very conscious about it. In school, it was very conscious. It was a mix of both. It was, but when I went to college, also, I was a little careful, very quiet.
Mm,
But then, when I kept hearing the words of my teacher, you'll go places,"
mm,
was ringing in the back, and I said, why am I scared of what I'm to be myself? If people are judging me, they don't know what I've gone through. They don't know
mm.
what I have been through, and they would not be in my shoes if they knew what I'd done. So I think why not let them judge? It's okay. So
Wow.
I got in the beginning, yes, when I talk, when I stutter, students laugh at me.
Mm,
I would bit my tongue and I'd say, "Oh, he's laughing at my stutter." Okay, but the knowledge I have, or the confidence I have in my work, that no one can take from me. So let them laugh. It's okay. It's fine
wow.
with me. So
Yeah.
when they laugh, I laugh with them. So I leave it. So I don't bother. So my friends will laugh. I would laugh with them. So I would say, okay, you laugh, I laugh with you. It's fine. Fair enough. I mean, I think if I would be in their place, I would also laugh. Like if
Yeah.
somebody falls, you first laugh. Then you wonder,
Yeah.
oh, what happened? So similar way. So if I fall, someone laughs, I would laugh too because it's a human nature.
Mm,
So I took it that way and I said, you know what? Leave it. Let people
mm,
laugh. It's okay. But I will do what I have to do and I will do what's right.
mm.
So I
Amazing.
just kept telling myself, it's okay. They laugh. The more they laugh, the more stronger I become. Let it
Mm.
be. It's fine. Even today, when I have kids laughing at me in the beginning, so I'm like, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay. And when they laugh, even I smile. It's fair enough.
That's
It's
definitely
normal.
something. Yeah,
So
that's
normal,
definitely
no?
something. Yeah.
But isn't it normal? Like today, if someone else stutters, I might laugh also. So
Okay.
why
I
come
mean,
through the laugh? So what?
kids laugh these days, but I generally want to ask you, kids these days are, they're scary kind of, especially like they're just wired differently. Even when I went to school, there used to be kids who used to not only laugh at, other people, make fun of them, borderline bully them, but also, laugh at the teachers, and some even in uni they continue to make fun of the professors. So I really wanted to ask you this, is that counseling, it's such a demanding job, and it's you have to be like kind of at a certain mental space to really do it. I hear that, when you went into counseling, you were kind of unaware, unsure of how you have to work your way through it. So what are some struggles you faced? Were there moments where you dealt with kids who were just like borderline disrespectful or anything of that sort?
Of course, I've met kids who are just completely disrespectful, not borderline, but completely disrespectful. And then, when you tell them and they don't listen or they don't understand from where you come from, it's
Yeah.
best said, leave it. There's no point talking because you're hitting your head over a wall. I mean, it makes no sense. Someday they will realize it. Someday they will understand these things. When it's too late, but that's their journey, then you can't help it then. But yes, there are kids who are very, very disrespectful. And I see them
Yeah.
in school, I see them in families, I see them around, but you can't do much about it. They have their own thought. They come with
Yeah.
preconceived notions, which you cannot change. You really can't change.
Yeah. So what are some things that you generally, there are a lot of struggles whenever we do something new. So when you got into counseling, what are some things that you struggled with that really sort of gave you a hard time, and it challenged you, but it kind of also wore you down in a way?
So I would always, when I was counseling, I was always be careful of my insecurities and my should not interfere with their, the client's
Mm,
insecurities as well. So I would so often I would tend to be advising them, and I would say no. So those were the struggles you because you have it yourself and you see it in others. You say, I did it this way. It was quick for me, and the other person is not able to understand. Then you want to give them that advice, and you say no. Let them learn through their journey. It's fine. So those struggles I did go through a little bit in the beginning. Till once I did the course in Vellore, it helped me understand a lot of things. Then it did.
yeah.
So then I was a little more able to handle things better because it was pure counseling, and it taught us exactly how to handle your own insecurities before you counsel others.
Yeah.
So there are
So
things that we did.
when you look at kids these days and when you think about yourself, like a younger version of yourself, do you see a reflection of yourself in them, in a lot of them?
No, I see kids more informative these days, which we didn't have.
Oh.
We didn't have that because we didn't have a computer. We didn't have people telling us. We didn't have counselors. We didn't have the exposure in school, but teachers
Mm.
talking to us about careers. We never had that. So when we went out of college, it was like, what are we going to do? We have no idea about it. So we actually went up. But today the kids have that opportunity. They have
Mm.
the exposure. They have that information. They have on the fingertips. They have the computer. So that's they're able to understand these things. So I think they're more informative, they're more mature. Some kids are very dashing and dynamic and they know what they want to do, they take it forward. Some kids who are playful a little bit take a little time. But today's kids are much more smarter. I wish I had all these tools that I could have been more smarter.
Yeah.
Definitely. I feel
I-
that.
Is there a moment, in your career, you've met so many different people and so many different kids and you've helped them so much. Was there a moment that genuinely made you stop and realize that all of it was just, worth it because it just touched your heart? And is there some experiences that you keep with yourself forever?
Yeah, there are kids who've come back and said, Miss, thank you for being a part of our journey, and thank you for taking us forward and showing us a path, which I think I wish I had someone also to help me. But
Mm.
when they come and thank me, I hold to my heart and I say, that's my success story. I will look at it that way
Oh,
and say, that's my success. When the kids come and say, because of you today, I am a fashion designer. Because of you, I've reached so and so place today. You are my second mom in school, and I've learned so much from you. And you've held my hand. You've been so calm and patient with me. So those things actually touch you. Yes, and they do. And you feel like
wow.
that's my success story, I
I'm
think.
really curious to know, you've made your way up to get to where you are today. A lot of the times, you encounter people from everywhere, meet people from all parts of the world. Do you think that people respect you because of where you are and not who you are? Because all they see is the big title and the high positions, but they don't really make an effort to maybe get to know you in that way or see who you genuinely are.
Some kids do come closer to you and talk to you and ask you your journey, and then they do when they have the time, they spend time and they discuss things with you. They do because, and most of them in school don't have time because of the classes and because of there are other things to do. But most of them, yeah, I would say a few. Every batch has a few students who would like to know what I've done, who are closer to me, who will
Mm-hmm.
share the food with me. They'll say, Miss, we're having food, join us. Miss, come in, we'll eat together. So I'll say, okay, wait, I'll open my dabba, so we'll eat together then, for those kind of things. Yes, there have been times where these students have been very, caring and sharing. There have been few who are not, who don't care about you. You meet all kinds of flavors. You'll meet people who do. I mean, there are students who don't even look at you and bother. Okay, I don't need her. Fair
Yeah.
enough. And there's some kids
Mm-hmm.
who say, I cannot do without her. I need these documents. I need this stuff. But I love talking to you because I gain so much from you. So they come and talk. So there are all kinds of flavors you meet. But there'll always be, every group will have one or two or 10, 4, 5 or 10 kids who will always be in your office talking to you, sharing with you. And the rest would hardly care. They'll only come for you when you need you. I've
Yeah.
seen that with a lot of international students who feel they don't need me because they just need documents from me. But when they get closer to you and when they talk to you, when they're discussing with you, they say, Miss, you have the knowledge. We didn't know we had the knowledge. So that really makes a difference.
Wow. So when you think about, friendships these days, I think there are a lot more acquaintances and there are genuine friendships compared to maybe when, you were growing up. What do you think about the saying, that not all your acquaintances are your friends? What do you think about, how friendships have transitioned these days? What are your personal experience with it?
I think friendship is very shallow these days. I do see that a lot. I do. A lot of parents and students, when I talk to them, I do see friendship is very, very shallow these days. But I always tell the students, I said, what friendships you make in school will last you for a lifetime. Those are the
Yeah.
times you spend so much time together with each other. Like 10 years, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years. You know each other from KG1 onwards.
Mm.
And such a difference it makes. Such a big
Yeah.
difference it makes. And that really shapes up and builds bonds with each other. In fact, I would say my school cohort, I'm still in touch with them even now. We have a WhatsApp group. and regularly they go out everywhere. They go for picnics and they go for journeys and they go for trips, but I can't go because I'm in Dubai. But I hear them when I go to Pune. I meet them.
Yeah.
I meet them, I chat with them, I meet my friends, and I think those friendships are very difficult to, to take away from, because these friendships are so close. You grew up together, and I know my student who came to me day before, 10 years ago, she graduated, and she said, even today, I'm in touch with my school friends. Not so much college friends. They say college where you'll make the best friends, but no, not so much college friends, not so much friends at work, but your school friends because you've grown up with them. They've seen you as you are.
Yeah.
In college, you're more careful in a particular, you try to show that the right path put ahead. But in school, you're just you.
Yeah.
Just growing up and you don't care about anything at that time. So she even told me the same thing. I said, Miss, we're still in touch. My friends are getting married, they're having babies. I'm still in touch with them even now. A whole cohort is in touch with each other, and that's brilliant to have. So these days, friendships, I think, it's done for a purpose.
Yeah. Give and
Many
take
people
kind of
do friendship
situation.
for a purpose and it's very, very, very shallow. But your
Yeah.
school friends, if you're in touch with them, will always, because they know you growing up, they've seen your good and the bad side. They've seen you growing up, they've seen you up and down, they've seen you crying, screaming, shouting, yelling, playing together, everything. Those friendships will last a lifetime, definitely. So friendship these days, I do feel, are very shallow, and they're only made for a purpose,
Mm.
which is
Yeah.
very sad. And there are few who are just for friends, for sake. There are very, very few, I think. But most are made for a purpose. Like you want something from them, or you want some book from them, or you want some, from some kind of, uh, favors from them. So you are, you want to be a friend with them. But otherwise, no, it is shallow. I've not seen too many strong, and especially in Dubai, I think our
Oh,
friendship is quite shallow. Sorry to say that,
yeah.
but yeah.
No, I get it. I definitely get it.
And but
So,
I have made some 2, 3 good friends in deep,
yeah,
in depth, and I'll always keep them close to my heart, always.
that's great.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Mhm.
seen a scenario, where kids, they obviously get a lot of pressure from their parents, and that's really stressful for them as it is. Have you ever seen it that eventually translates onto the person itself? They begin to have high expectations from themselves, and they just like kind of mentally torture themselves. Have you seen a scenario that like play out in front of you like that? How do you deal with that? Have you ever been through anything like that before?
I have not been through that at all, not at all. But I've seen students going through that. Yes, I have, definitely. And I tell them at the end of the day, you are not living your life. You are living your parents' life.
Mm,
They're telling you this, and you're living that life.
mm,
So please look into yourself, look into your head, look into your heart, see what you really like, express yourself through hobbies and talents. Start with the small, small things.
mm,
Do the small thing that'll make you feel happy at least once a day. Do something that makes you feel happy. Do something that makes you feel, satisfied, and you feel a sense of gratitude. So do something of those kind of things at least once a day. Think about it. There are parents. I mean, most parents are not like this. There are few who are like this these days, I would say, but most are not like this. Because they themselves
yeah.
are so highly educated, and they
Mm,
know they know how the kids go through themselves. And most parents understand that they want kids who are happy, and they want kids who are, who are holistic and happy and have a mental well-being. And so they're aware of it. Few of them are like this. You'll always find few Jamaican rum with raisins, The rest
yeah.
flavors will be different, but they'll be different flavors altogether. So that's
Yeah.
how it is. Yeah, you always find. I always call them Jamaican rum. These are Jamaican rums for me.
All right. So, last question before we get into an exciting little game I came up with. So, when you're counseling, you're obviously you're being very altruistic in nature. You're helping others. You're putting their needs, as you said in the beginning. You put their needs before your own, and you're constantly filling up their cup. Giving your energy and pouring in all the whatever you have left in you. Because of doing that for so long, have you ever been through a moment where you just felt so drained and you just completely lost sight of yourself and you were just like, at this point, like I don't know who I am, or I just don't feel good?
That's never been the case with me, no. Because see,
Wow.
because I know I'm 24/7 available. I know these kids need me, but when I need to
Mm,
draw a line, I close switched off. Then I say, okay, now I think I need to take a break of 10 minutes or
mm,
15 minutes. Or if I'm going out somewhere, I tell them I'm out. I'll come back and attend to you. I will, but give me the 2-3 hours and I will come back. And kids understand and they'll listen. Like this time in the holidays, they were waiting for their UK admissions and they were going through a lot because they'd wait till August 15th. So it was long journey. The kids were frustrated, kids were irritated. So they were sending me messages. Now I choose to answer and not to answer. So I would tell them, guys, I'm out. I can't answer. I don't have Wi-Fi. So when I come back, I will answer. So if you can write what you have to, I'll come back and answer at night. So then I would go and have my fun, come back and do it. So, but I've never felt drained as such. I feel drained basically when there's a lot of paperwork to do. That puts me off. Yeah, a lot of paperwork to do and a lot of, and if the students don't meet the deadlines and my deadlines get pushed, then it drains me. But if I have my deadlines, I have my deadline always 10 days or a week before the final deadline. If I'm able to do it, I'm very happy. But you know how students are at the end of the day, last minute and this, last work. And so when they push my deadlines, then I tell them, stop. Then I tell them, stop. I will not do this. Your emergency is not my emergency. I will not do it. I will do it till this point. Beyond that, I'm not going to do it. So please don't push me. If I do you want me to do a good job, give me the on time. Otherwise, I'm hurrying up and you may not be happy with what I'm sending for you then. So you're going to be affected, not me. So then they understand, they calm down. So I tell them, guys, it's your fault. It's you. So you're responsible. So be responsible and give me on time so I can do work on time for you and a good job for you. So a lot of kids understand.
Yeah.
So and
That's
they understand.
intense. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I get stressed when these things happen, when kids push me on. But otherwise, with talking to kids and counseling them and coming, like for me, work is therapy. I love what I do. As I say, for me, at the end of the day, I would still say whatever I do, I feel very passionate. I'm available 24/7, and it is my responsibility to ensure that every kid that comes to me should have a university to go to and the right fit as well. For me, that is really important, and the right career as well. It's really important.
I love that, and I admire that, and I respect that. I think that's very cool of you. All
Thank you.
right. So now we're gonna play a little game to wrap things up. It's called Never Have I Ever. Have you heard of that game before?
No.
Okay, I'll give you a scenario, and you either, if you've done it, you say I have, and if you haven't done it, you just say I never have. And if I want to know a little bit more, I will ask you about it. All right, so just get prepared, and we're gonna get started. All right, never have I ever forged a signature.
I have.
Okay, I would just also like to put it out there. I will not be joining you in this game because I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm really interested in knowing what led you to do that.
I failed a test in school and I forged my mom's signature. I was scared. In grade 4. In grade 4. After that, I never did it. Yes, I have.
What was the test?
It was a math test. I got 0 on 100.
In grade 4 out of 100? My God. How?
That's why I forged it. So after that, I've never done that. Never. But I have, yes.
Okay.
But that taught me that you're hiding and doing it. That means you need to grow, change, and you just start working on it.
Oof.
But wow. I never got fired for it, and I never got reprimanded for it. I was very nicely told, in future, be careful. Oh. Because it's a criminal offense. And I was like, oops. I didn't realize it when I was at 4. Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Never have I ever failed a class. I mean, which you already answered my question. Any other classes? Any other classes?
I failed math mainly. And I think I failed Marathi once in grade 9. In grade 8, so I switched to French after that. Yeah. I just failed by 1 mark and I said, no, I don't think I want to go ahead with it. I switched to, yeah.
Right. Never have I ever been to the principal's office.
No, never.
Really?
No.
Oof. Wow. No. Okay. Never have I ever gotten in trouble but never told anyone.
Of course I have. And I've not told anybody about it. Yes, it has happened. In school again. Me and my friend were talking for hours in the break time. So we're talking in the field and we didn't hear the bell.
Mm.
And we kept on talking and talking and talking and talking. And then the teacher came up and the bell got, class started. It was half an hour after class started. The teacher kept saying, "Oh, these two are missing. Where are they?" And she came and said, "What were you doing there?" Because, above our school, there was a boys' school.
Yeah.
And we were sitting talking among ourselves. I said, "You have boyfriends, you have this." And we were in fifth standard. And I'm like,
Oh.
"Boyfriend? What do you mean a boyfriend?" And I'm like, so she said, "I'm going to call your parents." Oh, I'm going to do that. Okay. Go and call the parents, write them a long calendar with note, and you're going to sign from the parents. We said, "Oh my God, now what are we going to do again?" I said, I hope I don't forge a signature again now, because I'm going to take it home to my parents." But she forgot later to write. And she called us aside and asked us privately, peacefully, what happened. I said, "We didn't hear the bell. That's it."
Mm.
And then I looked at her and I said, "Boyfriend? What do you mean by boyfriend? In fifth standard, you tell me I had a boyfriend. What do you mean a boyfriend? I don't know the meaning of a boyfriend. Explain to me." She said, Go home."
Go home and ask your mom.
No, she didn't say that. She said, "Just go home." Fifth standard, what does she expect us to know all this? So
Yeah.
till today, me and my friend talk about it and we laugh, but I told nobody at home about it. Nobody. I was scared. Yes.
We've had a lot of teachers do that who like at such a young like I think back in like third, fourth grade they go like, "Do you have a boyfriend? Do you
Yeah,
like
and you won't know.
boys?" It's just weird.
And I come from a family of so many children in the family. For me, boyfriend, I mean, for me, a boy is a brother. I never thought of
Yeah.
it as a boyfriend in those ways at all. Never knew what it was. So for me, a boy is a brother. That's how. And I had
Mm.
two brothers in the school above there. So I was like, what?
All right, last one. Okay. Never have I ever skipped class so I could go out.
In college, I have not in school.
I
School,
mean, yeah,
we didn't have a
college.
choice. College,
Yeah.
plenty of times. Plenty of times. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was the most like exciting time for you?
Went for a movie on Valentine Day.
Oh, was it with a potential Valentine? Oh,
All friends there. But we did bunk class and we went there. So it was a very, very exciting time. Yes.
oh, do you remember the movie?
Guns of Navarone.
Oh,
Guns of
I've never,
Navarone. Yeah,
I've never heard of that one,
that
but
went to that. It's a brilliant movie. You must watch it. It's a war movie. You must watch it.
amazing. I will keep that in mind. All right,
Yes.
so that brings us to the end of our episode. And before we conclude things, I just wanted to ask you, do you have any message that you would like to share with the people? Any words of wisdom, or as I call it, wow, words of wisdom. So you just look into the camera and just say whatever you want.
I think I tell the kids, fly high, go fulfill your dreams, do what you have to, but at the end of the day, be very humble, be a very kind and a good human being, because that carries you everywhere.
Mm,
Without that, nothing works. You being kind, you being humble, you being well behaved, disciplined, you being using kind words to people, be good to people. You never know what each one is going through. You never
mm,
know. When you're talking to people, you realize, oh my God, look what that person's going through, and we didn't even realize it. It happened to
yeah.
me recently. I didn't like somebody. When I heard about the person was going through, I was like, oh my God, this is a biggest lesson for me to never judge anybody. And why would I not like that person? For some silly reason. I held a
Mm,
preconceived notion. So don't do that. Just don't
mm,
judge people based on what you see. There's so much people go through. Be kind and be good human beings. Whatever you do in life, you do. I think a good human being takes you a long way. So
mm.
just be good human beings, and that itself takes you everywhere in life. That's it.
Great. So I just want to thank you for being on the show, and I hope we continue to see you for 30 more years, inspiring people, being a good human. I want to thank you once again for being here, and thank you all of you for watching this episode. And I hope you enjoyed it and had fun. I
Thank you
will see you
so
all
much,
in the next
Mahi.
episode. Yeah,
See you. Bye
welcome.
bye. And it's a pleasure talking to you and knowing you even more.
Yeah, same here. Thank you all. Thank you, Ma. All right, I will
Thank
see you
you.
all in the next episode. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye. Bye.